Hey, everybody. I wanted to answer a question that my husband asked me. So he said, okay, we know that the crystals do things now, and you have so many of these rocks all over the house, but what do each of them do? Why do you have so many different ones? Why don't you just have one or one type? And I'm like, that's a great question. I mentioned a little bit in the last video that they do vibrate on different frequencies based on what the crystal or stone is. And based on those frequencies is what emotion it could spark or vibration or feeling that it can give. So example would be like this stone here. This is a grounding stone. For the life of me right now, I can't remember the name of this one, but I know this is a grounding stone based on its color and then how it makes me feel. This is one that I was carrying around a lot today because I've been feeling very all over the place and not very centered, not very focused. So a grounding stone, one that is of earthly colors, tree, it reminds me of like the bark of a tree. So it helps me stand tall in whatever I'm focusing on and unwavering. So this doesn't feel as, it's hard to articulate. That's why I always encourage everybody with these crystals to look for yourself, see for yourself, hold them in your hands and rub them around and see how it makes you feel, because it's different for everybody too. Even though they might vibrate on a certain frequency, doesn't mean it affects you the way it affects somebody else. But for me, when I'm holding this in my hands, it's a lower vibration. It's not as chaotic as some other crystals can be. It's not as spacious as other crystals can be. Instead, this always makes me feel very firm and very focused. That's all I can say. I don't know. My favorite crystal is amethyst, and anybody who was at my wedding knows this is the stone that was everywhere and was the color sequence that I had going on. It's really cool because it comes in a variety of purples or violet colors, violet shades, from light to very, very dark. But no matter what, with this crystal, I've always noticed its calming effects and its light feeling. So this is a great beginner crystal for people if you want to start feeling the vibes that crystals give off and you're a little intimidated by how it's going to affect you. Amethyst is a great one to start with. It's very loving energy. It's light. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It doesn't feel like so some crystals are for expanding like your psychic abilities, or for dream interpretation, or for making different life decisions if you're trying to be a go-getter and get certain things done, or change things in your life. They can be more drastic feeling, and they can be a lot more intense, very intense. Like moldavite is one that comes to mind, that if you're ready to change something in your life drastically, like seriously, moldavite is the one. I have never purchased moldavite because I don't think I could handle something like that. If you don't believe me, I encourage you to look up stories of moldavite on YouTube. And people will give testimony that once they picked up those stones, whether their job changed drastically, or they got that job offer and it was like, oh, I guess now I'm taken across the country because of this, or I don't know, major life decisions and life changes happen with that crystal. So there can be crystals that are way, way more advanced or more drastic vibrationally, or there's ones that are lighthearted, like amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz. Those are all great beginner stones just for you to feel the difference from holding it, from having it in your space, in your home. This clears out negative energy because of the frequency it's vibrating on. So I have pieces of this all over my house, and I think it works really well. I like to hold on to it. I like to just be near it. Even just for the visual of it, if you're not one who's sold on the metaphysical properties of it just yet, just the visual of it, it's a beautiful little crystal. I mean, how can you be mad at this? You can't hold this and be mad. you know, like it's shiny and pretty. So even if it's just those visual effects, it does give a lighthearted feeling to it, which then triggers in my brain more lighthearted feelings, more clarity, more loving vibes. So that's what the different crystals do. There are so many different kind. There's so many different stones. I encourage you to do your own research. Go on Pinterest is one of my great guides. There are beginner crystal books. I know I had the Crystals Bible for a while and the New Beginner Crystals Bible, something like that. There's all kinds of books, but each crystal has different properties. Some share a lot of the same type of properties based on their color and texture and frequency, but do your own little playing with stuff. And like I said, it shouldn't cost you a whole lot of money to purchase a crystal. At the most, like this one is probably at the most like $4. These bigger pieces though are gonna cost you probably like 15 bucks, 10 bucks, 10, 15 bucks. And obviously the bigger, the more it's gonna cost. But if you're just looking to carry one on your person to start to feel the different emotions that come through or feelings, then I would just get a little tiny stone that is going to cost you no more than $4. $2 to $4 usually is what they're going to cost you. If they cost more than that, then try a different shop. And you can get it online or go to a metal physical store locally for you. But yeah, I wanted to answer that question. I'm also wearing amethyst on my wrist. Again, very soothing, very cleansing stone. There's stones even for protection stones. I carry a lot of those. There's stones that allow certain like abundance to come to you, wellness, health. There's anything you can imagine. There's a stone that probably goes with that frequency of what you're trying to attract or what you're trying to dispel and get away from you. So look into it. It's really fun too. It's really fun. I like collecting these things and it's fun to talk about with other people. And I've made a lot of connections just from seeing people with different stones on. Kind of can start a conversation and help you gain more knowledge and wisdom and network and whatnot. So that's all for this video. I wanted to answer that from my husband. That's why I have all these crystals all over of different colors, because they all do different things, you guys. And I want you to experience it yourself. So let me know if you have crystals. Let me know which ones you have, how they make you feel. And also let me know if you have crystals and you're like, I don't feel anything. Maybe I can direct you to the right ones that might help. All right, peace.